Hey everybody, today's video I'm going to share with you the top 10 cons of living in the great state of Tennessee. So if you want to learn what those bad things are, then stay tuned. Welcome back everybody, I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Nashville, Tennessee channel. So if you're looking to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here, in the Nashville, Tennessee area, then click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I do new videos. Lately, I've been getting a ton of people reaching out about making that move here, and I absolutely love it. So if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and let's talk about your journey to Tennessee. So starting it off with a bang is con number 10, and that is the high cost of housing in the state of Tennessee. Currently, the average home price in the entire state of Tennessee is about $311,000, and it's going to be higher in certain areas, of course. Just depends on which part of Tennessee you want to live in. But the prices used to be about half that prior to COVID, and prices have just gone up and up and up every year. We are up over 2% this year, even with it being kind of a weird year with interest rates going up. Prices are still going up, and the reason that we're seeing prices go up here in Tennessee is people are still moving here, and the small amount of people that are listing their homes for sale with that small inventory is just keeping prices high. There are areas where you can save some money though, because that's the entire state up 2%. You just got to reach out to us and we can help you anywhere in the entire state of Tennessee. We have partners in the entire area. So we cover, mainly our team covers the middle Tennessee area, although we are licensed and we can go anywhere. Just that's where we specialize. But if you wanted to move anywhere in the state, Knoxville or Memphis or north, south of those areas, reach out to us. We have partner agents all over the entire state. Con number 9, and this is one of the things that I dislike most about living in Tennessee, and that's the humidity. So if you are moving from a dry climate like I was when we relocated from Southern California to Nashville, we did not like the humidity. So from about June until September, it's pretty humid. Now, it's not as humid as other areas in the country, but it is humid when you're used to a dry type climate. It's very, very humid. So we have this thing called swamp ass. So if you know what that is, then you will fit right in. Just know that it's pretty humid. You will get a week or 2, 3 maybe at most, where it feels perfect. The weather is amazing. It's 80 or 90 degrees and it's not humid. So it just lets you know that the weather can do that in Nashville or in the state of Tennessee, but just know it's humid in the entire state. Con number 8 on the list is the growth. And so while growth is necessary, I guess it's a necessary evil. Just as more and more people relocate to Tennessee, they just keep turning farmland that was really, really cool to look at with rolling hills and everything else just into subdivision after subdivision. But it's necessary because so many more people want to make that move to Tennessee because of everything that Tennessee has to offer. Con number 7 is the entire state of Tennessee pretty much has really poor public transportation. We have no real light rail system, subway system, any sort of really public transportation other than some buses and then your Uber, Lyft, rideshare type of services. But for the most part, you're going to need a car to get around everywhere you want to go. So if you are used to that, then you'll fit right in as far as that goes. But if you're looking to be able to use public transportation to get to and from work, it's not very, very easy. Con number 6 is traffic. And so when we relocated to Tennessee back in 2013, traffic wasn't so bad. It wasn't really awful. It was, I want to say it was like a 15-minute window where it was really rough. Now it's just traffic all day long, for pretty much from 8 in the morning until 5, 6 p.m. And it gets really bad around the rush hour times. However, when I say traffic, I mean it's a little bit different. So if you are from Atlanta or Los Angeles or Dallas, for instance, that's real traffic. We just have something that should take you, I don't know, say it's a 30-minute drive. It'll take you 45 minutes or 50 minutes So it's an extra 15 to 20 minutes on top of your commute for the traffic, although it can be worse with accidents and whatnot. Con number 5, and this is something that we've just grown to dislike, and that's our awful drivers in the state of Tennessee. And since Tennessee touches so many other states, you have all these other states' drivers driving through Tennessee, and the way that Tennessee is shaped, it's pretty narrow from top to bottom. So you can do that in, I don't know, an hour and a half. You can drive from one side to the other side of the state or so. And so people will travel through Tennessee to get to where they're going. And so we just end up with so many different states' drivers in our state. And then let alone our own current drivers are just awful. People like to drive fast, or they like to drive slow in the fast lane, even though they have a law that says you're not supposed to drive slow in the fast lane. We have some of the worst drivers, I think, in the entire nation here in Tennessee. Con number 4 is our high sales tax. So Tennessee has a really high sales tax, almost 10%, and that's due to no state income tax. So when you factor that out, it's not really that high, but it does mean that your cost of goods is higher because of the high sales tax. So you just need to be aware of the high sales tax. And it just depends on which part of the state you are moving to, what the sales tax is going to be, because they all have adjustments to it based on which city you're going to be living in. Con number 3 is going to be your flooding and your tornadoes. So back in 2010, they had what we call the Great Flood, and it rained and rained and rained. I want to say it got 8+ inches of rain over like a 3-day period, which caused a massive amount of flooding all over. And so when this happened, they had to redo all the FEMA flood zone maps. And so that's one of the things that my team and I do, is we will make sure that if you don't want to be in a flood zone for your home, that we will look that up so that you're not looking at homes that are in them. But one of the things you need to be aware of if you buy a home in a flood zone is you're going to have to pay flood insurance. And that can vary anywhere from, I don't know, $50 a month to over $1,000 a month. And that's just an extra cost that you're going to have to pay to be in it. There are parts of Tennessee where it's worse than others, and certain parts where just like a corner or sliver of your property is going to be in the flood zone. But one easy way to look that up or to know about that is just if there's a river that's nearby, chances are part or some of the property will be in the flood zone, because of when we get a lot of rain, then the rivers fill up. And then as far as tornadoes go, Tennessee has tornadoes throughout the entire state, so it happens everywhere. Certain areas get tornadoes more than others, and we can help you with that as well to let you know what that looks like. But a lot of clients that have moved to Tennessee have done tornado shelters, and there's 3 different ways that they typically do it. One is in the in-ground way, either backyard or garage. A lot of them have done it in the garage, and then you just have stairs down into it, and that seems to work pretty good. The other is an above ground shelter, and typically those are in the garage, so that eats into your garage space, but those are super nice. And then the third way, and the coolest way, but the most costly typically, is you can turn your master bedroom closet, if it's large enough, into a tornado shelter room. And that one is pretty cool because you can get in there super easily, and it doesn't really eat into any major amount of space. Con number 2 is going to be the weather. And so the weather in the state of Tennessee, we get all 4 seasons. So we get a real spring, typically the spring doesn't last very long because it's more like summer and winter. But we get a spring where all the leaves come back, and it's really gorgeous to look at all the trees and flowers and everything. And then we have summer, which is hot and humid, typically in the 80 through 100 degree range, and it's humid. So summers are my least favorite time, but that's where we have the most amount of bugs, and it rains a lot. And then we have fall, and the leaves change. So that's a gorgeous time of year. The temperatures drop. It's not as humid, or typically not humid at all. Your lawn stops growing, so you don't have to mow it or have it be mowed anymore. And it's just a great time of year for fall. And also the bugs seem to go away for the most part. And then winter time, depending upon which part of the state you're in. But the further west you go, the less likely you're going to have a chance of snow, although it can snow in the entire state. And when we do get snow, we don't get a ton other than the east side. When you're like Knoxville-ish area, you're going to get more snow. You're going to get, maybe a foot of snow or so. And that leads us to con number 1, and then I have a bonus thing as well to share. Con number 1 seems to be the worst thing for me living in Tennessee other than the humidity, and that's allergies. And allergies can be really, really bad in the state of Tennessee. In the springtime, it seems to be when the farmers are moving all the dirt around, and that seems to really cause a big thing. And then all the flowers that are blooming and trees and everything, so lots of pollen in the air in that time of year. Summertime, I have no real issue for myself with allergies, or I don't really know anyone that complains much during the summertime for allergies. Fall is the same thing. Farmers are moving dirt, they're cutting all the hay, they're cutting everything, and pollen from the trees and everything else. And so those 2 times, wintertime, no allergies at all. But so just those 2 times are the major times for me that I have allergies. And then we are living like what's called the Dust Bowl. So it kind of just sits just sits around the pollen and whatnot. So it can be really, really bad at times. So one of the things that I recommend for anyone with allergies is to get tested, figure out what it is, make sure that it's nothing that you have planted at your house that you could, replant with something else so that it wouldn't be an issue. And then the bonus thing that I told you about would be Tennessee is landlocked. So you're about 7-ish hours away from the Gulf Coast to go down to the Panhandle to get to Alabama, Mississippi, or Florida, like areas to get to the beach. And when you get down there to the beach, it's amazing. So it's really a pro that you're 7 hours away from somewhere really, really cool. And the weather down there and the water temperatures is amazing. So that may not be a big deal that you're landlocked. Just know that if you're coming from like California, like I did, we didn't have the beach anymore. That was, 15 minutes away. Even though I never really went much, it was there and you could go. And so hopefully these cons still make you want to make that move to Tennessee. So if you do, please reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Love to talk to you about the different areas in Tennessee and help you get moved to wherever place you want to move to. As I mentioned, we have partner agents all across the state and across the United States and pretty much the world with right now. So we can help you pretty much anywhere. So if you're planning to make that move from, say, California, we have partner agents in California that can help you get your home sold there for top dollar. And then we can help you depending upon where you want to be in Tennessee. If you're in Nashville area, then we would help you directly. Otherwise, we put you in contact with one of our great partner agents who could help save you money on purchasing your home. So until next time, I'm out.